Oh,
I
boo.
told you, everybody was gonna completely disagree. Like everybody was gonna put,
And
everybody
then
picked
you
different
can
pops,
just
got in a fight about it, and I was like, Philbilly's gonna get in here and disagree with us somehow, and he's like, I don't
You,
even like pops. Boom, there it
and
is.
you can just turn your candy ass around and walk right back out the fucking door.
I like sweet tea.
Oh, there we go. See, there's a man of culture.
He's a man of culture. He sips it
But
on his
how do
porch
you brew it
while
though? How
watching
do you
a
brew it though?
long-tailed cat. What?
How do
How
you
do
brew it though? Because it hits different depending on how you brew it.
I mean, I like Arizona, but if I brew it, I just do sun tea usually.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You're allowed to stay.
He's allowed to stay.
What are you
Jesus
talking about?
Christ.
You buy the 1 gallon tea bags and make it into Mr. Coffee teapot.
You can do that.
No.
Do
Oh
it.
no.
Okay.
As long as it's not McDonald's sweet tea, that shit's good.
Oh,
Let me grab a
that's-
Pure
That's
diabetes.
that's just colored syrup.
yeah.
There's no flavor to that. That's why they sold it for $1 forever.
Time to get your fix. It's a horrible gaming podcast. It's not good, it's not great. Horrible gaming podcast. It's not even what you would call fair. It's really not that good. Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. This is a very special episode, guys. You have chosen, for whatever reason, to tune into the 100th Horrible Gaming Podcast. And meow, meow, meow. We've got a very special show planned for you. And by plan for you, I mean we did not plan it at all. But I am not alone, nor am I ever, and that is not more true than right now. But with me is my co-host in podcasting,
Neil, aka Tiny Wizard.
and then we are also joined by the third Foundation member, the Buildmaster General. You guys know him from his SWTOR streams. I did not say any of that right. You know him from the fucking Call of Duty and all the times he's got #1 with Filthy Phil. You know him. You love him.
Yo, what's up, old man fan Phil Billy 330 here, back again into the podcast.
And the three of us are also not alone because we're going to do something very special for you guys today.
It's a centennial.
It's a centennial. We actually did 100 of these fucking things. I cannot believe we have managed to do 100 of these. So we decided to, instead of doing just a straight up game podcast sort of thing, we decided to do kind of Old Man Gaming, a retrospective kind of episode. So myself, the Wizard, the Buildmaster General, we all have adult beverages. We are going to kind of hang out and shoot the shit about Old Man Gaming and its inception so far. But we are not alone for this. We have a special moderator. I just belched him. I totally ruined that. Sorry, guys. He is the #1 fan, the biggest fan, the Secretary of Defense, the living history of Old Man Gaming. Introduce yourself, man.
I am Kevin. I've been here pretty much since day one. And I'm the one who gives Zach probably the hardest time other than himself. Because every video starts with a, "Oh my god, the sky is falling" comment.
It does, it does. Kev Too Tall, buddy, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. No small feat have I asked you to do, but you are the only person that I could think of who could accomplish this crazy task of prompting and keeping us on track today.
I'm going to do my best. I might have to pull out some of the big guns.
All right.
What beers are we all enjoying tonight?
Well, before we get into that, hold that question, Phil Billy. Let's ask that. I got to do the credits first, and then you can,
okay.
and then we can ask that. Be the first thing in fan interaction. So before we get into it, the credits, we gotta go through them. If you are watching this on YouTube behind the fancy timestamps, you have noticed fancy graphics. Anyone that was custom produced for this channel was provided by Mr. Mark Bell. We thank him for that. And of course, the theme song for this show and all of the shows here on Old Man Gaming was provided by the man who makes them using my brother Nick Van Sliders, and we thank him for that.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, and as I have always said, the first segment of the show is absolutely a must happen. It will never go away, no matter what the show type we are. So before we get into our chaotic ramblings later, we got to do fan interaction. And we didn't get a ton, so we could just roll through these real quick. Kev Too Tall, he's joining us, but he also is our favorite commenter, and he said, "Oil grease. I think the new chair is a better choice." Kev, I don't know if you can hear this, but I covered this thing in A and W. Not A and W. Oh, that's
Root
W.
W.
Poured some fucking root beer all over it. The syrup keeps it from squeaking.
Right?
It's great.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. I mean, there's ants everywhere in this motherfucking house now, but. No, it's WD-40. I sprayed it all over it, and it still squeaks like a motherfucker. I have no idea how to make this thing not squeak
you
anymore.
need axle grease.
Yeah, I think I do. It's like an industrial spring down there. You guys should look at this chair the next time you're over. It's insane.
I've seen it. It's
You know,
ancient.
it's ancient. So moving on from that, we got you count my comments. I am truly loved. Laugh out loud. Kev, of course we count your comments. Of course we do. And then Jason said, most news in manufactured news, and I'm going to say this right now, Jason, I am not going to touch that with a 30-foot pole covered in grease at all. So I'm just going to leave that comment.
Grease.
I'm going to sidestep it, and we are going to move on into the main part of the show. That's okay with everybody. So,
Oh, I have a comment that I've been forgetting to write for like the past 2 weeks.
okay.
So you guys said no one is excited for Avatar, or not Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Avatar.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for it, but not because I'm gonna play it. It's because the Star Wars open world game is based on that engine. So I want that game to be as successful as possible, so that way the Star Wars game doesn't have to do as much playing with the system.
Yeah, like almost like
I-
a testing ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed my comments. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm definitely about that. If that works out, that'd be great. And you know, it's.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I was just
go ahead.
gonna say.
There's 4 of us on here. There's going to be interruptions.
Yeah, this is gonna happen. Yeah, no, it's wild too. Because after they announced that, I went through and watched Avatar again, just because I hadn't seen it in years, and I was like, yeah, so they're gonna make a game about this, like, why? Like, I mean,
Right.
the world is cool, the visuals are cool,
Right.
but it doesn't scream game like gameable,
Right.
you know?
Right. And they have some really cool tech in that game that they've already announced. I think I told you just in real life when we were talking, Phil Billy, and I think I talked on the podcast with you, Neil, about it. But like that whole weather changing, like the way the animals behave thing is just really cool. It's just Avatar. Who gives a fuck? I don't.
Yeah.
But that's actually why Lucasfilm picked them to make the game. They saw the Avatar game and they were like, okay, we think you guys could do it.
I mean, even building off that, that's why Disney has decided to allow game companies to just kind of go crazy with stuff, because the Pirates of the Caribbean DLC, they actually mentioned that like one of the reasons that Disney was so okay with us doing the Pirates of the Caribbean was how good the Avatar thing looked. Had made them want to like search out other game companies and stuff. So it's kind of cool. It's bringing a lot of things, even if we don't give a shit about it.
Oh, and also for the EA Play thing you guys were talking about, I think, last week.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, they did confirm that, what's that Star Wars game you said you were playing that you didn't beat yet? Huh?
Oh no.
Neil was talking about it.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, they have confirmed they're working on number 2, so I'm sure you'll see that there.
That's true. That's a good point. All right. So that I think that concludes fan interaction. We can move into the shit show that this show is going to be.
Oh, I'm so ready for this.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, so we all are enjoying our beverages. So what are we all drinking tonight?
Who's going first? Yeah, you go first.
I was about to say I'll go first.
I knew we were going to talk at the same time, no matter what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This
Even if it was us offering for the other person to go first, it would be at the exact same fucking time.
So I'm actually almost 3/4 of the way through a tall boy of Blue Moon, and then I have a tall boy of Heineken in the mini fridge across the way because I was woefully ill prepared. I just had to stop at Sheetz on the way home to grab something for this because if not, it was going to be like water.
Good choices.
I
What
am
about
doing a Sam Adams Porch Rocker, Lemon Radler, which is kind of like an independent brew for Sam Adams. I think you actually had one when you were here watching wrestling with me, Phil.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're kind of like Sam Adams' Summer Shandy sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but more beery than
Yes,
than
yeah.
summer shandy.
Yeah, more beery. And then when that runs out, I'm going to drink Phil's Summer Shandy that's still here.
I am drinking Platform's Hazy Jude, which is an IPA.
Oh, okay.
And
That's all
then
you.
Yeah, he's an IPA guy, man.
I
He
love
drinks.
'em. You either love them or hate them.
Yeah.
Phil's a black tar beer sort of guy.
What about I know it may not be alcoholic, Kev, but what are you?
He's got to stay sober to keep us in check.
I'm going crazy here. I've got Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Major Melon. That's fucking wicked.
Mountain Dew, it's midnight. You're crazy.
Oh, I'm wild. Somebody's got to have the mental facilities to deal with the three of you.
This
Put
is
this
true.
man on a leash.
So, let's open up a little bit of discussion.
Okay.
Everybody knows what everybody does around here. Who wants to try a little more of something somebody else does the most of? Like, Zach does a lot of the editing. Neil does a lot of the good talking. And then we've got Phil Billy, who plays his heart out with streams and builds. So if you could, not necessarily a full swap, but of the things the other one does the most, which one are you more interested to try? And
I don't-
Yes,
I
I know Neil does some editing on his own video.
I don't think anybody's going to volunteer to do any editing. Any more editing than they already do. I'll say that.
You know, I gotta say, I've actually talked to Zach about this a little bit. I don't know when it's gonna happen because I'm actually literally staring at the half-built
yeah.
PC right in front of me. But
Neil's PC. The saga continues. We need a
Oh,
fucking
dude,
Star Wars
can-
crawl for Neil's PC every time he talks about it.
I have an entire
Long
ass
time ago in a
tangent.
galaxy far, far away, Neil tried to find a graphics card and couldn't. Like,
There is an entire ass tangent that I can go on about this, but I can't because it'll take forever.
I know. You could even
But-
call it A New Hope.
It's. I will.
Neil,
need-
I thought you finally got a graphics card.
He did.
Oh, I have everything I need. Long story short, the case that I picked, even though it says that it's good for like water cooling and shit, it's like hyper impossible. I've had to jerry rig stuff. It's bananas.
Even for just a AIO, not even a custom.
Yeah.
loop?
Yeah, for an AIO. Basically, I have the radiator mounted to the top, but I had to take the fans off and put the fans actually on the top of the case to pull the radiator because it just interferes with the inputs on the motherboard.
Be a little careful with that because I've heard some bad things about putting the pump lower than the radiator.
See, I've heard that it depends on the orientation.
On AIOs, it's not so bad because they're already.
Or is
pretty much
that more a
perfectly
custom
good.
loop thing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
And we became
anyways,
technology talk for a second.
yeah. To get back to the get back to the
OMG
main
Tech
thing.
Corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get back to the actual like question, I've mentioned to Zach about this before, but whenever this PC eventually gets built, I have wanted to just like jump on Halo and do like a Reach multiplayer stream. Like Halo multiplayer is the only real like online sort of game that I jump on a regular basis. And I don't know, I just feel like I would enjoy doing that.
I think that would, yeah, I think that'd be a boon to the channel, honestly. I think our streams are the most popular thing we have going right now, surprisingly. So any streams are good streams.
Yeah.
They're just so time consuming and don't have any back end for them that it's hard to constantly do them, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'll say what I would do
Yeah,
to cheat a little bit is I kind of like what I do with the channel. There's really nothing I'd rather do. The thing I wish I was a little bit better. Zach is better than me at this. If I'm great in my streams if people are talking, but I'm not the best at talking to myself when no one's communicating. Like Zach will bullshit, like just say random shit. I don't do that.
I love
like
that
in real life, so I wish I could get a little better at that part of it.
I know you didn't mean it as such, but it's such a backhanded comment. Like, Zach's so good at talking constantly.
Well,
even when nobody's listening.
It kind of is necessary.
No, it is.
Especially on our channel when I'll have 2 people join the stream, but it'll get 47 views 3 hours later.
Dude, your SWTOR streams are so fucking strange, man. They're so fucking strange. The last one's the same thing. When I was in that stream, like watching you for like I think like a half hour, 40 minutes, I was the only one in there. That thing's got 37 views now. It's crazy. Crazy how much back end that fucking one gets.
Yeah. So I just got to get better at talking to the invisible people.
Oh, I haven't done mine yet. Just pretend Zach's here. Just pretend Zach's here. Just turn the filter off in your brain. That's all I do is just like turn it off and just let any thought fall out of my fucking mouth hole.
That can be dangerous.
It can be. It can be.
All right.
It can be.
So now we're going to go in reverse order.
Okay.
We'll start with Phil. And here's a long running question. What would you consider success for the channel?
Like, what do I consider a successful
Like
milestone?
Like, when would you be like, hey, we really have something here and it's going somewhere?
I think my first thing would be at like 1,000 subs. I would really start to feel like it was real because from what I've heard, like once you hit 1,000, then your growth starts to naturally start coming. Like I know, like the big milestones are like 1,000, then 10,000, and then it kind of goes up by the 10,000. So really, 1,000 is when I would start being like, "Holy shit, we might have a chance at this."
All right, and Zach.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Although it's not a secret, we're very transparent on this channel. That's something I pride the channel on.
Secrets.
But we actually have officially made money for the channel.
Saw that.
We have to date made 12 cents. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with my 4-cent cut, but I tell you, man, maybe put it in a savings account so that I could eventually gain enough interest to buy a gumball. I'm not sure, but
you could have bought Dogecoin with that a while ago.
Just a channel survived on Dogecoin. That would be amazing. So I don't know, Kev. What's weird to me is, sometimes it does get me down that we've been doing this for nearly 2 years. We're only at 277, but at the same time, we're at 277. Try and picture 277 people in a room at the same time. I can't fit 277 people in my house. Like, I don't even think 277 people live on my street. So I kind of feel like we are a success in our own way. So I'm going to kind of be the one that cheats on this question and be like, we've made 12 cents. We got 277 people. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I want us to go up, up, up. But I feel like we're kind of a success.
I mean,
All
I
right.
do have a question though. Like,
Sure.
how do you know that 277 people can't fit into your house?
Could be possible,
you
I
tried?
suppose.
Well, touche, Neil.
I was gonna say because
It's the weirdest victory you've ever won.
if they're midgets, I guarantee you we can.
Are we stacking people?
Yeah, or
Okay. Again, I'm gonna revert back to the most news is manufactured comment, and I think we should sidestep the stuffing my house full of midgets comment. I think we need to move on from that.
Neil, your turn.
there goes that one
God.
small person sub. He's gone.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
What if it was like half our subs? And there was just something that spoke to them, and they were like, "Fuck these
I said it's
guys."
Neil's turn. So Neil is speaking. He has the speaking rod.
Maybe beer was a bad idea. Maybe beer was a bad idea.
God. Well, what's even worse is I've not had any food today. So
Oh, I've had a ton of food because I'm a
Yeah.
big fat guy. You go ahead,
just
man.
You
to
bought-
play with it all day.
You bought beer at Sheets and didn't
And
get a
I
soft
didn't-
pretzel.
I didn't.
Didn't get a sub. Didn't get a burger. Didn't get hot dogs.
Okay.
Didn't get nachos.
So here's but before I answer my question, I
Okay.
just I gotta go into this because I cannot buy food on my own unless I get a hold of Kayla to ask her if she wants something. That is a death
Insanity.
that is a death sentence.
You eat it in your car and she never knows.
Just
I
I see
may
now
be
Phil in his car
ignorant
stuffing his
points.
face with Taco Bell as fast as he can. Like she can't know I had this 5-layer burrito. But gotta go.
Brushes his
honest,
teeth in the
Based
driveway.
off the conversations I've seen them have, if he eats it and he doesn't take a shower and put on cologne before he walks in the house, she's gonna smell it on him. So he cannot eat and walk in the house.
It's
No.
not like the crazy ladies who are like, I smell that perfume on you. She's just like, is that?
Were you at the Taco Bell drive-through?
There's no lipstick on his cheek. It's like a spot of mild sauce from.
I'm sorry.
Is this salsa on your lapel?
Anyways, for me, I think the measure is not one that is like visually represented. For me, I think it would be something like somebody else, like some other like smaller or medium-sized podcast would like make reference to, oh yeah, I heard it on Horrible Gaming Podcast or something
that
like
would
that.
be cool.
Like one of those, it's like, hey, not only have people heard of us but they also like heard it, thought, hey, this is an interesting thought idea, or we've just like penetrated the subconscious or the social space, whatever, to that degree that it comes up in conversation. I think that would be really cool.
That would be really
Yeah.
cool.
I changed my answer. I'm not. We haven't made it until I can't walk outside in public without being mobbed.
You know
Just
what's funny?
TMZ, what's Phil Billy doing?
That actually really ties in to the question that just kind of popped into my head
Okay.
based off of some of the other things you guys had sent me preemptively. So we'll go with this, and we'll go with Zach first for the answer.
Okay.
And if you got to make a video playing a game with any celebrity, who would it be? Can be somebody who's a musician, movie star, sports star. They could be dead or alive. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have two answers, but I need to ask you a question first on the rules of this. Can it be a duo? Or does it have to be one person? Because if it's one person, I've got a definite answer. If it can be a duo,
Oh,
I've got a
so
definite
if you just want to play brutal, or what's the one like that where the guy has the guitar?
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legends. If you really just want to play Brutal Legends with Tenacious D, that's fine.
No, that would be awesome. Personally, I would play a game with.
Oh yes, if you want to pick a duo, that's fine. Go ahead.
I'll tell you both since I've already teased it now. I would play a game with Game Grumps. Most of the stuff I watch is YouTube. That's why I picked YouTube when we started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I watch there's almost no TV I watch on my own. Any TV shows I do, it's with my wife. If I'm watching shows by myself, it's video game shows or wrestling shows.
You have no idea how many times I still go back and watch Sequelitis Mega Man X. So
Yeah, they're great.
Sequelitis.
They're incredibly funny guys.
Oh.
I am a huge fan of Ninja Sex Party, which is Dan's band. I love Starbomb. I love everything they do. I love Game Grumps. I always laugh when I watch it. So I'd probably play with them. I do want to say quick, fast, two runners up. Number one would be Adam Sessler, because that dude is fucking awesome. If you had made me pick only one person, it would have been Adam Sessler, because I love everything about him right now. His reviews are amazing. He has come back with fire. I love cranky old Adam Sessler. And then, honorable mention, I'd play with Simon Miller from Ups and Downs. On
That
What
would be
Culture.
cool.
Yeah, I know he plays games because he makes references to it all the time in his reviews. He seems like a legitimately cool guy. And, like, everything, like, I love Ups and Downs. I would love to actually do a video with him. Play video games with him.
Alright.
Let's play with him.
All right, and Phil Billy.
Dude, I've watched so many people that I'd like to meet and stuff, but if I had to pick one to play with, I would probably pick. I don't know if you guys know who Tim the Tap Man is. He's.
Oh, I don't.
I think he started actually in that. What's that cartoon battle royale? That Ninja
Fortnite?
and shit plays. Yeah, I think that's
Fortnite.
where he actually started. But he's a Warzone streamer, and
No,
what I
he
think-
started in Call of Duty a long time ago.
Oh, did he?
Tim's been around a while.
Okay. He's like he's cool. But the reason I would pick him is because he plays with like guys like Nick Merckx and Clocky, and they're really fucking good. But Tim is good, like really good compared to me, but he's not on their level. But the dude is just as successful because he's hilarious and like I don't like how I was talking about. I wish I was like more open in my streams and stuff. Like that's the dude I wish I could be like. That dude never stops talking and it never ceases to be interesting or
I
fun.
gotta listen to him now. That's really good. I've never even heard of it. Tim the Tap Man, you said? I'm gonna actually
Yeah.
make a note of it. Tim the Tap Man. Can I ask you a question on that? You wouldn't be scared to like play with someone better than you?
No.
No?
Did you just say that Phil sucks?
No.
You just did these
God
things I did.
damn it,
No, but that's what
Neil!
that's
You
why
son
I
of a
would-
bitch!
It'd be actually like I'm cool with criticism, especially in games like that. I play with people that are better than me now, but like Stoned and stuff that I play with, he's way heads and shoulders above me in Call of Duty. But I keep up for the most part. But no, but that's what's cool is because it would be like swapping his place because normally he's that dude who he came up with that whole funny thing about being the anchor. He's that anchor of their team. Like he's the shitty one on their team that's constantly like, "Hey guys, you got to buy me back, buy me back, buy me back." But he stays in their group with these like pro players. So it would be cool to switch and let him make fun of me and I could be his anchor. I just think it'd
Okay.
be cool.
I was legitimately not trying to insult you, though Neil is trying to start some sort of weird,
I'm
fucking Shakespearean-esque, fucking backstabby fight. I wasn't trying to insult you.
It was
I would always be
funny.
intimidated.
It
I
was
would always-
funny for the people.
I know
Zach,
it's a funny.
Neil is
If
a
if I
redhead.
responded any other way, it wouldn't be funny.
Natural agent of chaos.
Naturally, I think Neil's got to answer the question still, though.
And now it is Neil's turn.
Yeah, I actually have a specific celebrity and specific game that I would play with this individual because I think that this would be gold to A, watch, and B, to just listen to and experience.
Okay.
Overcooked with Gordon Ramsay. That would just be pure unbridled chaos.
Are you
I
talking
feel
about the
like.
nice Gordon Ramsay from like actual British TV in real life, or are you talking about the Gordon Ramsay that's on Fox that
Kitchen.
just screams at people and throws shit at them?
No, I feel like that he would have the wherewithal to blend both of those Gordon Ramsays together
I want Hell's
to create
Kitchen
one
Gordon
super
Ramsay,
Ramsay.
where he's just like fuck off at everybody.
I kind of envision it being a very British sounding, slightly more angry version of when you played with Melissa, Zach.
Yeah, overcooked.
Because oh boy,
Overcooked
was she
rough.
boisterous and angry with you.
Yes, she was. There
She
was many
fucking
times.
awful at that game.
I was yelling at her because she kept doing everything wrong and then telling me I was doing it wrong. And I'm like, you've never played video games before. I know you're doing it wrong. I do love
I mean, if you're
Prelude,
not
though.
yelling at each other, you're not playing Overcooked.
No, if you're not yelling at each other, it's not good Let's Plays anyway. So I think
That too.
it all works out. All works out.
Silence.
So
Love
let's
it.
see.
He was looking at his notes. He's doing good.
Sorry.
He's doing good.
No, just,
Kev's kicking
you know,
ass right now.
You got to feel the room.
You gotta
you
feel
don't
the room.
wanna,
Yeah.
You don't want to come out and be like,
Yeah.
You gotta play it right.
You gotta make sure everybody's done talking.
That too. So, here's another one. What game would you like see played on the channel in a group setting, whether it be 3 or more people on a regular basis?
Who's answering first?
Believe you're due to go first, Zach.
Am I due to go first? Okay.
No, you did just go first.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I thought I had. My memory
It
is
would
that bad.
it would be Neil.
Okay.
So, like, in a group setting, so I assume, like, we're all, like, in person together.
Yeah.
It can be the way we do it now. Just
That too.
3 people playing it through online.
So like our Halo Infinite War is like kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like a let's
Yeah,
play
it's a
on a
little
game
more
that we
regularity.
haven't done before.
yeah, that
you know
too.
what-
Yeah,
You know, it'd be interesting, I think, to do a weird Smash tournament to where everybody would play. It would be a 1v1 scenario, but when one person ends up winning, that person then goes up against 2 people. And it just, if that one can beat the 2, then they go up against 3 people, and just so on and so forth until they finally get overwhelmed. I think it would be very interesting and a lot of people yelling at each other.
Like
I mean,
a King of the
course,
Hill almost.
King of the Hill almost. Yeah, I would have said Halo, but I mean, we kind of actually do that. So,
well, I don't know how well. Phil would have to go to Zach's. Then, does anybody else that we know of have switches to do that for?
I actually do have a
Yeah.
well, my wife.
Oh, okay.
does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil Billy hates it though.
I
He
hate the
he
Switch.
regularly rants at me about it. That's why I think I can't remember what I was talking on, what I was
How would we
recording.
play that, Neil? Would we all be on fucking cell phones talking because that system's garbage?
That's right.
No,
Probably
you
in
could do it-
person.
You
You
could
do
do
like
it
a
through
party.
Discord.
That's true.
Like Discord is this beautiful chat channel that you can use.
Oh, I like
Not
that.
Just the calls. The calls are
Discord.
great for recording.
Discord,
But if
we'd
you're
love to be
streaming-
sponsored by you, Discord. You can actually find us on Anchor if you want to sponsor us, and I read lovely ads from what I hear. So
I
So-
think that we would be able to. I think we would be able to do that if everybody was in person, because you can play up to 8 people at once on Smash on the Switch. So I think that'd be the only way that we'd be able to really do that. I don't know how well you can do that in an online lobby, because Nintendo likes to have weird ass ways to matchmake with friends and whatnot.
if you don't mind me taking second on this one, I will say, to segue off Neil's, I've always kind of wanted to do some sort of like large competitive thing. Back when Logan was still working with the channel, we were trying to organize a Brawlhalla tournament that never came to fruition. And then I actually, thought about doing something with Mario Golf Super Rush as like a tournament. I've always wanted to do something where we get a lot of community members to play, and then one person, wins and like is the champion, and then we do another season and stuff. It's just those kind of things you would think are easy. They're actually way harder to do and organize and get together and even edit than just getting one other guy or girl together and playing a video game and let's play style,
Well, the inspiration for that question really was you guys doing Minecraft Dungeons, because that was 3 of you. And
That's
also
true.
then essentially you guys did Deep Rock.
Oh yeah,
Yes. I do like
With
Deep Rock.
Filthy. That was
would
a
love-
fun one.
I'd love to go back
know-
to Deep Rock at some point. I've thought about it
You know,
many times.
can I just kind of like bring up a tiny point that we can just all kind of talk about because we were all involved with it, just because we.
I mean, if it drops a
mentioned
bomb in the
Minecraft.
conversation, makes everybody fight, no.
No,
But-
I don't think it'll. I don't think it'll make everybody fight.
Okay.
Minecraft Dungeons, when we did that, I don't know how y'all felt about it. I felt like I had to been dragged to that, or else I would not have done it. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think anybody loved
game.
the game. I don't think anybody
it's
loved the
so
game.
bad.
I didn't love the game, but I thought it brought on a lot of cool conversations.
Oh
and
yeah, for
and
sure.
I still to this day ain't scared and ain't never gonna
I was about
be
to
scared.
say, yeah, that was born of that.
Yeah, not now, not never. And that came from that one. And honestly, I didn't hate Minecraft Dungeons. There was parts of it that I really enjoyed. I just thought it was too bare bones, personally.
Yeah.
To ever be like, if there had been any sort of like skill tree or leveling or anything behind it other than just like the equipment swapping. But I still think the show itself came off really well, personally.
Yeah.
To round this out before we go to Phil's answer, this is actually where my comments that I made that triggered the change from Outriders to Wasteland was you guys weren't really fond of Minecraft Dungeons, but the experience was
Right.
great. You guys playing it together was like it was an experience and you guys were enjoying it. That was totally missing in the Outriders.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You guys
I don't know
have
why
that.
that is.
have
I
that
can't
again
put
at
my
Wasteland.
finger on it.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, Kevin. I didn't think you were wrong when you first started saying it too. Me and Phil.
I just don't know why.
It was like I said, it's just something
Yeah,
about
it was something about
the way, like when you guys are playing the game, it wasn't making the magic, and it
Yeah.
wasn't that you guys didn't like the game. It was
Right.
the way the game was going.
And after I did it, I actually looked at both the Outriders and the Wasteland, like after we switched over. And while I don't know that I could put my finger on it, there was definitely like a almost like kid with a new toy sort of magic to the Wasteland 330 audio and play, where the Outriders didn't have. It kind of felt like a slog. It felt like the Godfall playthrough, honestly. And
Yeah, that was fucking awful.
but we hated Godfall. We said it in
Yeah.
it constantly, so it was kind of like I don't
You
know
guys were having
why.
fun making fun of Godfall while
did.
playing it.
We did have a lot of fun making fun of it.
You guys just wanted to love Outriders so much.
Yeah.
Like literally, like listening to you guys play, like I could hear how crushed you guys were.
Yeah,
That the game was not what you wanted, and it was not even though you might have enjoyed the storyline and
Yeah.
thought things were okay, you guys overall did not enjoy playing that game.
No, and
Sure.
I think you were right. I think eventually we would have ended up in like season 2 or 3, and I think it would have turned into what Godfall turned into. I think it was going down that road, and we just didn't see it, which is great. I mean, it's one of the things that I love about feedback from you and any other fan that we get commenting. Just to say this again, any fans commenting on a podcast or YouTube or anything else, we listen to you guys. We really do. We take that stuff to heart. We try and like make things better based on it, and that's one of the reasons we switched to Wasteland 330, and it was the right decision.
So Phil, what game would you pick?
I think what I would do is I wouldn't pick a competitive game. I would pick a PvE game. But I just don't. I can't figure out what one. Because right now I feel like what's out right now is very lacking.
Well, I'll be
But
honest, if I hadn't already been through the entirety, for the most part of the game other than Endgame, I'd probably be trying to get with you to do some of the Star Wars: The Old Republic, because I played the crap out of that game when it came out.
I wish you
I'm
were
sitting,
wanting
I'm
to play
sitting here staring at the Darth Malgus statue because I dropped the $200 for the collector's edition when that game
Oh no
came out.
shit!
Oh yeah,
You know what
the
we should
Malgus
play?
statue is amazing.
You know what we should play one day, guys? We should play Left 4
Squadrons.
Dead. That's what we should play.
Oh man, I could 100% get down for that. What about Back for Blood? Whenever that comes out.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna force everybody to play that. That's
okay.
non-negotiable. Hey, though,
I
on
had to do Streets of Rage 4 first.
oh yeah, 15th, guys, 15th. I'm doing it. Stream.
I'm so upset that I'm not gonna be able to actually do anything for the release for that.
Yeah,
I
is a bummer.
I want to hit somebody with a swordfish. That's literally all I want to do. I will literally get on, do the show or stream or whatever it is. I will pick up a swordfish. I will hit someone with it. God willing, I will be able to throw the swordfish. And then that's it. I will have played the game. That's all I would need.
If you, speaking of SWOTOR, Kev,
Yeah.
if you ever want to play with me, I'm sure there's a million things you could teach me. Because that is my biggest issue with that game is because, number one, never played MMOs. Number two, figuring out how there's so much fucking customization in that game, just as far as like even your HUD. Like on my I don't know if you watched it, but my last stream, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to put more than one quick bar on my goddamn like what do you call that, the UI or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like so much shit you can do that you would never know you could do it unless
Yeah.
you looked it up.
Well, in games like that are just so old and have been and are games of service that have been being added to for so many years, there's just so many mechanics in them by now. It's almost intimidating.
I was going to say, there's probably stuff that's changed even from when I played.
Probably.
So.
You know, we're talking about SWOTOR. I need to bring this up on this podcast. I have to bring this up on this podcast because this is one of my favorite things Phil Billy's ever told me. Phil Billy, dodging in SWOTOR.
Yeah, so my tactical brain, again, has never dabbled in MMOs. And if you watch, especially, it was very apparent in the first two streams that I did, you would have noticed that I was constantly running while shooting with my bounty hunter. And because in my brain, if I was moving, it was harder for the enemy to hit me with bullets. But what I didn't realize is that the biggest downfall of that game is actually the combat, because it doesn't fucking matter if I just stand stationary or I run around like a lunatic, because it's all like a dice roll system. And if it hits, it hits. It doesn't matter if I'm standing still or moving. And I had no idea of that. And the best thing was that Zach thought I was doing that for you guys, like for the stream, just to make it look more interesting. No, I literally thought that I was dodging enemy fire. Yeah, I fucking wasn't. I was just running around like an idiot.
It was absolutely amazing to watch. I was sitting there watching it like, why is he running around? I was like, you know what? He's a fucking professional. He is making this thing look good for people out there. He's putting on a show. And then he told me the next day, and I started laughing so hard.
That is not completely true, because there are like area of effect abilities.
And
Right.
there's ranges.
There
Correct.
is ranges, but
But that's not really what I was doing. I'm aware of the range. Like, I know to back away when a melee
trust me,
character's running towards me.
I spent time playing World of Warcraft, and anybody out there that has played it will attest. There are bosses where you must learn the dance.
right.
Yeah.
And like literally, there was a boss in one dungeon where you start on one side and things pop up and you got to move a section, and then things pop up and you move a section, and you do it back and forth. And then you get up on his platform, and then you do turn yourself around. They're like, there are there you gonna learn.
Well,
MMO.
and that game is good at range, but it was just like that's not what he was. It wasn't like area of effect stuff that he was trying to dodge or melee
Yeah, he was
guys.
trying to
I was
dodge
dodging
bullets.
bullets.
It was like
he
was trying to play Max Payne in this thing, and it was just not. It was hysterical though. Once I found out, because I just thought he was like just standing there would look shitty.
A dude doing a serpentine motion, and I'm like, how is he shooting me? This guy's good.
This guy's good. This guy's good.
So, all right. So, let's see here. Actually, we have to start with Phil now.
Oh, goody.
Let's say that we're going to put a little hypothetical on this, guys, because it just kind of has to be done. But Phil, Zach has put you in charge of financials of the channel, and the channel has made
Rich,
money.
bitch.
And the channel
He immediately embezzles.
And the channel starts making money. What would you spend it on to better the channel?
I'd buy Zach a new chair, first of all. The strongest, sturdiest, most silent chair in the world. Other than that, I mean, if I'm still employed at my job, I'm honestly just reinvesting into the channel so we could get even better, hardware, mics, whatever we need. To be honest, I'm cool with my setup for now. I should be good for a couple years. So, yeah, I would probably just reinvest, to be honest. If I'm still working full time and I don't actually need this money as, an income.
Well, I guess there's different levels of making money, so maybe I should have been a little more specific. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. All right, Neil, same to you, but I'll actually give you the criteria. There's actually money to pay you're getting paid from this, but there's also money to buy things for the channel. What are you spending the money on?
Well, I think for me, I would commission somebody to draw me my own little actual like tiny wizard picture, because this one I just snagged offline. I hope it's not somebody's that actually drew it. I'd feel really bad. But I think for the channel, I think I would also kind of go along the same way with it. Like, whenever you think of something, like if you're making money off of something, it's in effect a business. And that business has to have some sort of marketing outside of the actual content that's produced. I think that I would try to commission like an official, like have like an official like seal or something like that. Like we have our logo right now with the silhouette of Zach on the couch. I think that I would also have like a logo that you could put on shirts and stuff like that. And who knows, Mark could even be the one that does that. Yeah. But I think that, and I think for us too, like our own little avatar things. And I'll tell you what, a camera too, because for each of us, because that's one thing that we have, that Zach and I at least have mentioned before. One of the things, the ideas that we were rolling around for this 100th episode was to do like a video sort of thing. Like, I still have not picked up a webcam. This laptop that I'm currently using does not have a webcam, and I just haven't bought one.
Let me throw into to where Neil was going. I would pay someone to make like a somewhat elaborate intro and for the channel as a whole, but then I would want like one when it was like a Philbilly 330 stream, like an intro for that, or a Let's Play stream, like an intro for that. So instead of like how we use like stock photos as an intro, like get some custom, like not that Mark doesn't do a good job, but that's not his. He doesn't work for the channel. I would commission someone like that to do that kind of fancier stuff because I think it does grab your attention and it makes it look real professional.
Hire a whole ass staff. That way, Zach
there
wouldn't
you
have
go.
to
Zach
edit
doesn't
things
have to
anymore.
edit.
Yeah.
Oh, what would I do with my obsessive control problems? I don't know.
Oh, you would be breathing down a poor intern's neck.
this poor 20-year-old.
All right, so now it's Zach's turn.
I
And here's how I'm
would.
gonna pose. Hold on. Here's how I'm going to pose this question.
I
to
got
you.
the answer. but
Because
go
you're
ahead.
the man. You're the man. You're technically the man who gets to make the choices, anyways. So that first sponsor check for $500 comes in to the OMG bank account. It's the first time you've had a lump of money from the channel. What are you spending it on?
$500. That definitely changes my answer. What am I spending $500 on? I'll tell you what I'm spending $500 on. Because the problem with merchandising, and the reason I'm not going to do it till we have at least 500 people is it takes a big upfront investment for the most part, and I would probably put that into merchandising. I would get some shirts printed, get some screen printed shirts. I'd get like a saying from everybody, and I'd put it to the community what they would be more willing to buy on a shirt. I'd put our top sayings out there, our top prints out there. Philbilly 330's art is custom. Mine is also custom. I would definitely have Neil have a custom art. That is something that we're missing just in general, just so that we could have those 3 just shirts, period. And then I'd probably have like an Ain't Scared, Never Been Scared shirt, maybe a Crunchy shirt, maybe, something for me. I don't know, but like something along those lines, we would definitely commission some merchandising.
Yours would be, let's get to the meet and greet of it.
Oh no! God damn it, Neil! God damn it!
And it shall be so.
Can I?
No. There's got to be a cake shirt.
Can I?
Oh,
Yeah, there's got to be a cake shirt. Can I tell you what I'd do if we had a lot more money than that, though?
What's that?
The first thing I would do, what a lot of people might not know about us is we actually live relatively a distance from each other, geographically. I would rent studio space somewhere in the middle of all of us, so that we could record podcasts, we could record Let's Plays in person. Obviously, that wouldn't be something that we could do all the time because we live quite a distance from each other, but the other thing we could do is have a green screen there and actually record ourselves on a green screen, do some green screen editing, stuff like that. That would be the first big thing that I'd want to do. And have kind of a place where the 3 of us could go to record our stuff together with other people, but in private, like a more professional place.
So without
any
giving real details.
Sure.
So what you're saying is, considering where Neil has moved to, where Phil lives, where you live, you're going to get somewhere in Garrettsville?
Kev, we're going to need to rent your basement, man. We're going to need to rent your basement. What I'm saying is this entire podcast has been a ruse, and you and I need to talk. Hey, I hope you guys don't mind. I hope you guys don't mind, but before the next question, do you mind if we take a quick break, sir? Just to
go right ahead.
Bathroom and... I mean, really, I'll be transparent. The break is so that I can cut it and put another ad in here and earn another 12 cents. So,
I thought you were going to say so you could go poop or something.
All right.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, so we're back. Everybody has done their small break.
Refreshments have been had.
Refreshments have been had. We're back to do a little bit more. Kev, take it away.
All right, guys. So, with everything that you've been doing now for OMG, how has it affected your real life? Let's start with Philbilly.
makes me stay up late sometimes when I have to be up in the morning. But other than that, I mean, it is nice. I'm not the most talkative person in the world, like in real life, and I can say I guess social skill wise, maybe it helps me out a little bit. Um, which I mean that's a plus, I guess. Still kind of a dick, but that's okay, I guess.
I don't think anybody on this podcast isn't in some way, so I think you're all right.
That's fair.
You're among friends, Phil. You're safe.
It's a safe space.
We're all dicks here.
If you're on YouTube, you have to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. But yeah, I mean, social, like, not that I'm not that I'm some hermit or something like that, but as far as like, I'm not like a public speaker or anything, but that's kind of what I do when I'm streaming and stuff. And there's still some things I got to work on, but it helps me get a little bit better at that stuff. And I learned how to work on PCs because of it, in somewhat because of this channel. I mean, that wasn't like the sheer reason I did it, but it definitely played a role in it.
I was going to say, you spearheaded that very well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he did.
You know, it's wild too, because I remember, Phil, it was like last Christmas or something like that. You had messaged me and you were asking about a computer for Jacqueline, I believe it was.
Yeah, my wife.
And it was just like, wow. Like, I look back at that conversation and then you basically were like, fuck it. I'll just do it myself. And you did.
Yeah, I mean, she did get that laptop. That was before I did the build. Yeah, looking back, I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass because I think I paid about as much for that laptop as I did for my PC. And my PC is a lot better than that. But
Yeah.
that's what built versus bought will get you, I guess.
Exactly. All right, Zach, how about you?
Well, two things. First, it's one of those weird things where you find something that you're really good at late in life, and that you wish you had known you were good at it earlier in life, but just if you never really had a chance to be good at it early in life. And I feel like I'm good at this, even though we only have 277. It's taken us 2 years to get there. I love the editing. I don't want to toot my own horn. I like to be very humble on the channel when it comes to like my part and stuff, but I put a ton of hours of work into this. I would say easily enough to fill up a part-time job, probably more. And I love it. I love doing it. It's kind of weird. Even when I hate it, I love it. It's kind of cool. The other side of it, I would say I've made such crazy awesome connections with people. I mean, just these two guys that are on the podcast now. I know I get a little wishy-washy with them every so often. Sorry, I'm going to do that again, but I've had a lot of friends in my life, and I've had a lot of crazy schemes. I don't think I've ever had two guys who have stuck by me through something as much as these two have. It's brought me much closer to Phil, Billy, and Neil. And then I've met such crazy people from all over the place. We even have a person from Britain now that I talk to. We have all these crazy friends that we play with that we never would have met. We never would have met Filthy Phil. We never would have met Sniper Hunter. We never would have met Jason. Never would have met Danny. Like, it's just kind of connected. And even though our community is kind of still small, we've just connected with so many people. It's crazy to think about that, in my opinion. Like, and that's kind of the real world change in for me, is just like I've never had that kind of like crazy community sort of situation before,
And speaking of crazy thoughts, this is one that is kind of stuck in my craw forever.
Oh.
And I don't know if
let's empty that craw, man.
Well, it's a coulda, woulda, shoulda from literally probably 21 years ago.
Okay. That's
I don't know
okay.
how often you went with us to the movies when Kyle would go.
Ah,
So
Kyle.
give you a good time
Oh,
frame.
wow. That's old school. Okay.
But I literally, I know after one movie, like a group of 10 of us had gone, and we were out in the parking lot at that movie theater in Kent, and we were discussing turning what we did between RPGs and playing video games into a business,
Right.
into recording ourselves and putting ourselves on the internet and making money off of it.
Right.
We
that-
talked about it in the parking lot
Right.
for like an hour that night.
Yeah, I
like the
remember
whole
that.
group of us. And Kyle's the only one I remember because, and the reason I remember is because he was the one who sparked the question.
Right. But I mean,
And
YouTube wasn't really a thing back then. It's the problem.
but the internet was starting to become a thing.
Right. Right.
Can you imagine trying to upload a video on dial-up?
And that's the thing is like we were kind of in a weird space where we could have been potentially the people to get on board early and make all the money for it, but it's so hard to know what's going to get big and
I
what's
know.
going to
I
go
don't think.
somewhere.
I'm not saying, oh God, we could have been millionaires, but just like to see, like it all comes back to this.
Yeah.
And now it's happening for you.
Well,
Awesome. Like it's really awesome.
I don't know if it's happening
to
for
see-
me.
well,
It's something's happening, but
You are, but okay. So okay, it's not happening, but you're doing it.
yeah.
Well,
Like
not,
it's
sorry,
more of a
yeah.
four circle thing, more than
Yeah.
anything.
That's fair. That's fair.
But like
So-
when you think about it too, like yeah, sure, like it's happening, but like it's something is happening. Like you just told us that 12 cents has been earned on
Well,
the
that's
channel.
true. That's
You
true.
have created through your work 12 cents. Granted, I'm sure that doesn't sound like a lot
Right.
because it's not much, but you made money by doing a thing that you were doing before you were making money, and now you made some money. So it's like it's a baby step, but it's a step. It's progress. It's the start of something.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. It's very nice words. I don't deal well with this much compliments, but thank you,
You
very
suck.
much.
Just gotta bring it back
Thanks.
down a little bit.
Thank you, Phil Billy. I'm gonna give you a hug tomorrow when I see you
Suck in your
for that.
chest.
I'm like, thank you so much. There was just so much compliments. I need somebody to tell me I was this piece of shit. For like, if someone doesn't tell me I'm a piece of shit every like 10 minutes, the world gets out of
Your
whack.
review of that game was wrong.
Yeah, that's probably
It's the
true.
Monster Hunter community.
No,
Jeez.
no, Monster Hunter. Fuck you guys.
No, Neil, you weren't supposed to bring anything up by name.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I can
I
talk
gave-
about that. I would say if I have any weakness, and I still do it okay, but sometimes stuff gets to me on the internet, and you gotta have thick skin on the internet. I understand that, but I'm still a guy, and I still get all the fucking notifications, and and Monster Hunter people suck, man. And I'll say that on this channel. I don't even care anymore. Your community sucks. I love Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter World. I love Monster Hunter Stories now. I've been playing it all day, but your fucking community blows. And you can come at me all day long, but
There's a lot of those communities out there too.
there is.
yeah.
And like what
The
bothers me
internet
so
makes
much,
salty people.
right? And what bothers me about the Monster Hunter one so much is I'm probably not anymore. I'm a lapsed For Honor player at this point. But just because I switched to PC, I just don't play on Xbox anymore. But with For Honor, like, you expect it because it's PvP. So I expect the hate. I mean, it's a little over the top, definitely, but I expect the hate. I expect the hate. They hate me if I'm good. They hate me if I'm bad. I get it. We're all fighting each other here. But when it's like a PvE game, we're not fighting each other, and I'm just giving my point of view on something. Good God, those people are like zealots for that
Oh
game.
yeah, yeah.
Just zealots for that game. So-
and now we got to go and ask Neil, how has it affected your personal?
Oh shit, we totally Totally.
Oh, jeez.
Almost missed that one.
So, I mean, first and foremost, even though I'm like the last out of the whole group, building a PC, I've talked about doing it for years. I was like 7 years ago, I almost started doing stuff for it. 10 years ago, I actually made a purchase of something for a computer. For some reason, my dumbass started with the monitor for some unknown reason, but wound up just giving that to my mom just because I just couldn't. I couldn't follow through with it. But like learning how to edit video and audio and everything like that, like me going through and learning Shotcut. Basically, it equated to me asking Zach, like, hey, what do you use? Hey, it's Shotcut. All right. Wow, this is weird and crazy.
Can
I've never done...
Can I have a
What?
quick diversion, and then we'll go back to Neil, just
go
because we're
ahead.
on the subject. Shotcut. Can I tell you my first experience with Shotcut ever? Because we did not, our channel did not start with Shotcut. It did not start with
Really?
Shotcut. I used, oh my god, I can't even remember. It was something called Microsoft Movie Editor.
Oh,
And here's the thing. Microsoft Movie Editor is not a good program. It doesn't even exist anymore. It was on my old ancient computer that I used to use, which I don't. Sometimes I look back and I don't know how we've even made it work the way we did. But I would use that, and the reason I used that is because it was super easy if you were dumb. If you were dumb to computers, you could easily make a video. You didn't have a lot of options. And that's why the program sucked, but it was just like, hey, put this video here. Here's where the video is. All right, put the audio here. Here's where the audio is. Okay, you want to make it a video? Yay! Like it's like how a 4-year-old would be taught to like edit videos. And that program just stopped working one day. Like the support for it went away, and I kept using it after that, and then it went away and it would not work with my computer. So, and this happened during when I had to put a review up the next day. And if you look back at my For Honor review, when it was updated to the Chinese characters, that's the review. That's the review I had to do it on. I remember because it was 1 a.m, and I had already fought with the program, with the computer, to try and make my program work for 2 hours. And I could not get it to work. So then I was like, I just need to get this edited. So I went into Shotcut, and I was the most intimidating, overwhelming program. So it took me another 5 hours to figure out how to use Shotcut to make the video just from watching YouTube tutorials. It was 5 a.m. by the time I finished that. And got it uploaded and up and onto the internet. So Shotcut's a beast when you first jump into it. But sorry,
yeah.
I just want the diversion was there, and I wanted to tell that story.
Yeah, it really is too, because the very first editing of anything that I did for the channel was the Doom Eternal review. I had captured the video for that, and I originally had installed Shotcut. And it was such a high barrier to entry. I'm like, yeah, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So then I went into it's the Microsoft Photo Editor. Will let you edit video, but like literally just let you cut it up. So if you watch the video, it's just constant like jump cuts to random bits of different things, like different sections of capture that I cut down. Not to say that that's not necessarily how I've edited videos in the past and everything like that. Now that I've, gotten into Shotcut and know what I'm doing with it. But learning Shotcut was very interesting. There was something else that I was going to say about Shotcut too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
can't
completely
remember.
derail. That was
No,
an
you're
opportunity
fine.
for a story I've never really told, so I wanted to share it.
And then like I learned to edit the audio too. So like whenever I've recorded, I did those few terrible talks. I I will literally, like, I would type out a whole ass script and break. I'm not joking. I think I have the old one saved somewhere on the computer. I will type out a script and break it down like into lines to where I want to take the cuts of. So I will read the line, and if I don't like how it came out, then I was like, nah, you know what? No, I'll just redo it. But if I like it, I'll go through with it. And I'll record all of these different audios, and it usually winds up being somewhere between like 20 to 30 audio files. So then I go through and I will take and splice them all together in the audio editor. So that way it flows. And then I will go through, no lie, and listen back to it. And listen for any time there's like a weird pause between them from like putting the audio files together, or any time I will inhale. So if you listen to the very first one that I did, you'll hear me do my, like, whenever I go to speak. The later ones, if you go back and listen to the audio of it, I cut out every single time I took a breath.
And here I am with my squeaky chair in the entire time, from start to finish. If you don't mind me putting a question out there, I'd like to put a question out there that I just thought of, if that's okay.
Okay.
What is each of us's favorite show that we've ever done or worked on? Favorite thing, like not a full show, but episode of something, stream of something, something we did for the channel. That's just like the thing that we're most proud of, our favorite thing. I'd love to.
Everybody's going to get a minute to think of this.
Okay.
You need to get out of my goddamn head, because that was what I was sitting here figuring out how to ask.
Sorry.
Okay.
Now I feel like I stole thunder. I didn't mean to.
Oh, no.
I was just trying to create content, Kev.
Well,
That's all I'm ever trying to do is make content.
I will give some additional time for you guys to think of your answers. And even though I didn't play it or didn't play in them, I'll be honest, my favorite thing that I have watched has definitely had to been Zach and Phil doing Monster Hunter.
That was fun.
Like, that was just, it was great. The shit talking between the two of you is wonderful. And it also, I think a lot of it also had to do with, it's a game that I have myself have enjoyed playing very much so. I always enjoyed Borderlands, but not so much. But Borderlands 330 was really good as well. And after each of you guys, I'll tell you what, try and think of two.
Okay.
And then after that, I have a subject that we haven't parsed yet.
Okay.
And it's pretty damn big. And the fact that we haven't yet, I'm kind of personally embarrassed as well.
All right. Well, I do want to just build on the Monster Hunter thing. A couple of things about that show. The edit for that show is, other than OMGW, which is hands down the hardest thing I've ever edited every week, because I have to edit it 5 times. But that was the hardest edit I've ever had to do, because I had to switch back and forth between me and Phil constantly. Number 2, that show was completely Phil Billy's idea. I just want to point that out. It was the coolest idea. He came to me with it. He thought of this like way to make a co-op game into a competition that was friendly and fun. Phil Billy, that's still one of your like most genius things you've ever come up with. I just want to give him credit on that.
And I've never seen anyone else do that.
No,
exactly, which is kind of cool.
It's one of the most unique things. I urge anybody out there, if you want to go back and watch some fun Let's Plays, go back and check out our show. What did we fucking call it now?
It was it was Monster Hunter, but it was the Gauntlet.
Yeah, but it was didn't we call it something? We called it something. Just go check it. Just look for Monster Hunter videos on our website. It's a great show.
It was On the Hunt.
On the Hunt. That's right. Yeah, check out On the Hunt. It's all in a playlist. It's amazing. It's a huge series, and every episode's huge because the hunts were huge. And just, it was just such a fun thing to do. And last bit of trivia about that one, that was the first ever theme song. It was the first show we ever had a theme song.
And we did that on Xbox too.
Yep, we did that on Xbox.
And episode 1, aptly named Phil Billy's Brainchild.
Yes, yes. Because we just had like a preview of what we were gonna do. We just talked about what we were gonna do with it. But that was the first show that ever had a theme song. It was the Tear It Out of Me was the first show that ever had a theme song. So
All right. So, do I have a volunteer to go first this time?
for the favorite show,
Yeah.
um,
Does anybody need some more time?
I can go
Okay.
if
I'm
All
y'all
right.
are
Well
still.
then, if you're ready, Neil, let's go.
So Halo Infinite War, for sure. Like I said, like Halo's like one of the only real like multiplayers that I jump into on a regular basis, even still to this day. And I remember being at my first LAN party in college playing Halo 3, and that is the closest thing that I've come to a LAN party. It's fun playing online, but you know, you always get those randos, and sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes it's, you know, connection issues, this, that, and the other. It's just not as fun, you know, online. Not that it's not fun, you know, with random people, but playing with a whole bunch of people, you are all talking to each other constantly, shit talking. It's great. I love doing that. And the second one, you know, I did not think that this was gonna fall on my radar of like favorite things, but you know, the doing the voices for OMGW, I kind of like it because I like doing weird voices. Granted, the two voices that I have,
huzzah, sir, huzzah!
the one is not even one that I had any agency over. It was like Zach was just like, "Hey, just do this one that I've been doing. This is what it kind of has to sound like."
You refused to do him. You refused to do him, and I didn't want another voice that sounded like me. It was supposed to be you, so I just did a voice.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I really. I didn't.
Understand what I
thought
was
it
asking of
something.
you.
Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was something else.
Yeah.
But that, and then the most recent one that you had me do was just literally just me talking, which is like, okay, fine, whatever. I get to like read lines or whatever. But like that goes back to my whole like I run a tabletop game Tuesday evenings with my wife and her cousins. And I just love doing those crazy ass wild voices for things, and that just like scratches that itch.
Well, you're leaving me out there to do it all alone, Neil? Come on.
What?
Excuse me, sir. Get your voice going.
My which voice? Do you,
He's
which voice?
he's Kev Tutalik. He's Kev Tutalik the second. That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
My manager voice.
Oh,
Anyways,
Phil
so
Billy's
Neil's
got to go
giving it
second.
two.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lily can go second, but gonna bring up just a little bit of knowledge as I've been looking through some things here. Prelude to Divorce and On the Hunt started in the same week.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
look at this guy doing active fucking research
I love this guy.
in the middle of this.
I wish we could just have him do the podcast every week. We could just be fucking assholes the whole time.
Well, I mean, you know, because like I had looked through things ahead of time, but like I'll be honest, like sometimes, man, I got mind of a goldfish. So you know, a couple things I wrote down. Yeah, so
They did debut together. They did debut together.
so. All right, Phil Billy. What shows or games have you really enjoyed doing for the channel?
I really enjoyed doing my build videos. Mostly because of the amount of views that I would get from it. And I kind of am proud of them. I think that I'm pretty good at that, you know. So
Mayhem 4 OP Mandalorian King Flak build.
Oh, it is.
524 views.
Yeah.
how many?
To say like
524, buddy.
There's one that's over like 5,000.
That's over 5,000.
The
Yeah.
Mandalorian
Yeah.
flack.
Gamma Reaper Mayhem, 8,100 views, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, Philbilly, you put so much work into those. So much work into those.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I wish that a game would come out now that I could get that into. But until then, it'll come. But yeah, so that would be one, and I mean, not to copy, but I really did like the Monster Hunter Let's Play. I thought that was
You're allowed to have
pretty
this, have
awesome,
the same likes. There's nothing
especially
wrong with that.
yeah, partially because it was my baby. Plus, I thought the show just went over really well.
It was good. It was good. We had a couple of episodes that were low, but overall it had decent views just because it was Monster Hunter. And it was a good show. It was really well put. It was a great idea. It was a great idea.
Oh yeah, the premise was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could go back and do it again. And all you got to do is add the stipulation that you can't use a weapon you used before.
We'll
Yeah,
do it
the
with
bad thing is we don't have it on PC.
we'll do it with Monster
Or
Hunter
item.
World too. Whenever that comes out. If they do
Yeah.
if they do a PC launch side by side, we'll probably do it with that one.
Yeah,
It's not
for
on
sure.
Game Pass.
Help me what?
No,
I don't like
Not on Game
Rise.
Pass. No.
Yeah, no.
Well, no. I said Games Pass.
Oh yeah. No,
If
it's
on Games Pass. It's Games Pass for PC.
I don't think it's on. I don't think it's on the PC Games Pass.
the base game might be, but
Yeah.
Iceborne wouldn't be.
Iceborne isn't. Yeah.
Well, it was just a thought.
No, I mean we'll probably do it again. Hell, even when I'm not a huge fan of Rise, but if it comes to PC, I would consider doing that one with him. It would make the game more fun. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, Phil's got his two. Zach, are you ready?
Oh man, I was hoping you'd skip me. Well, number one with Bullet, it has to be OMGW. I am a lifelong wrestling fan, and I put so much work and effort into that show, and
right.
I think it looks really good at the end.
Zach?
What?
I love you.
Hmm.
And we go to your other one because OMGW was the thing we hadn't parsed yet.
Oh,
that
okay.
I was going for.
All right. I'll stop
after
talking
the
about it. Then.
questions.
All right, I'll stop talking about it again. The other one's got to be the podcast, man. We've done 100 episodes of these. We've done 100 episodes, and just to throw it out there, the reason that I'm proud of it is I have had 2 different co-hosts. I've had times where we've had 3 co-hosts. Like we've done video game review shows. And this podcast is just, I don't know. It's like if the channel is a person, it's the spinal cord. You know what I mean? And it's not always the most viewed, but it's just, I just love doing it. Love doing it. It's a great show. Great show to me.
And now your other topic, I will guide you back into that we will probably have a nice long discussion about now is Zach's love child and something that a lot of us have grown to enjoy being a part of more so over time is OMGW Wrestling and the insurmountable effort that he puts in to scripting,
Alright.
shooting, and organizing the chaos that is this show.
Hey, Phil
And
Billy,
I
can you call me
really
a
want
piece
more-
of shit real quick again?
I really want more people to watch this stuff.
So do
I do try to get other people to watch it. I seriously do. And that was even before. That was even before I was doing a voice.
Well, thank you, sir.
So
I
now you
appreciate
may
it.
talk about your love child, sir.
I
Let us
love
hear about it.
I love OMGW. It has come from years of watching wrestling, and also it actually, we mention a lot in the show the history of the characters. They actually all came from tabletop games played over the various years. Anytime I could get people to play a wrestling tabletop game, I would kind of faction it into the same thing and kind of keep this living history of every wrestling game we ever did. So it just kind of like turned into this. And yeah, it's a lot of work. I don't want to sit here and toot my own horn the whole time, but it is a lot of work, and I'm very proud of it. I wish other people would watch it because, in my opinion, it's one of the most, if not the most, unique thing we do. I won't say it's the best, but it's one of the most unique things. When I look on the internet, I see very few things like this out there. I've only actually ever found one completely original wrestling league that films their stuff kind of in the way we do, and they use Fire Arcade Wrestling, which isn't that much fun to watch. It's much more fun to play, which is why I did 2K19, which is much harder to use and harder to play, but much more fun to watch. So, yeah. I don't know.
And to give a little back room sauce on this,
Okay.
he organizes. I think in this last season, I think you're up to over 10 different people that have done voices, aren't you?
Yes. We've actually expanded too. This season, we're gonna have even more people doing voices. Like I mentioned earlier, the British Danny is going to be doing a voice. I do want to say, anybody who knows ladies who are willing to do voices for this, please send them my way. I really like the women's division, but we only have 5 women who are willing to do voices. So, like, it's a lot of, like, one girl doing 3 voices, but whatever. Yeah, I got my wife do them. Obviously, both Philbilly does the infamous Doc Holliday. Neil does Iceman. He also is now doing Justin Stevenson, half of the Perfect Team. You do Kevin Tutalik the second. Well, Filthy Phil's in it. We got tons of people in it, and Mike Hoffman. Kev, that's a blast for the past for you. He's going to be doing a voice of a character in season 3. So yeah, we got a lot of people to do it. It is a lot, and I tell you what, it's not Philbilly, obviously, but like Philbilly knows him very well, and that's Blaze Phillips. Could not do the show without the commentary of Blaze Phillips. We could probably do it without Ziggy Vance. He's a little bit annoying, but Blaze Phillips, anchor of that commentary team.
And he's always got the hard-hitting commentary.
Yes. Yes, and he's always completely and totally unbiased. He's definitely...
That guy is just...
I'll be honest. I think that guy will probably roll out the red carpet for anybody except the Iceman.
I think he just calls it how it is, you know?
We're at an hour and 20. Kev, if there was anything, is there anything else you want to ask us before we kind of start wrapping it up? Because there's one other thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap it.
No, it did dawn on me. Like I said, it dawned on me that we hadn't talked about
we hadn't.
wrestling.
We hadn't. And I know
it needed to be talked about.
I know it's one of your favorite things.
It's a big thing. It's big.
I want to wrap this up first by mentioning somebody who is not part of the foundation anymore. And look, everybody knows our kind of weird history with Logan, but I'm going to say this right now. I got to give at least a little section thanks to him, because this channel would not be a channel without Logan. And the reason is this. When I first started this channel, anybody could go back and look, I decided to do this insane thing where the idea would be behind it that I just played video games, recorded them, and put them up in half-hour episodes so people could just watch video games if they didn't like playing games. And that was a dumb idea. It was the worst idea. And I ended up falling out of that and kind of stopping. And I, out of nowhere, did a review on Apex Legends when it first came out. And Logan told me right then and there, he was like, you should do that from now on. That's what you should do. That led to obviously everything that this channel has slowly become. Logan was also my first co-host on the podcast, and while he's a crazy kid who just kind of goes around stuff, I don't even really talk to him that much anymore. I gotta say thanks, Logan, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I mean, you're always going to be at least an honorary member of the foundation, because without you just saying you should do that, I don't think we would be here right now. So it's got to be mentioned. But with him mentioned and done, I want to one more time say, while you guys are on the line, Philbilly, Neil, I couldn't do this without you guys. Seriously. You have been such a great help. You guys make such great content for the channel. You guys, I have said a lot that I put in a lot of hours. These guys put in hours too, and we all work really hard for you guys to make it. But you guys kind of help me make this thing possible, and I really appreciate both of you from the bottom of my heart. So just want to say thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to kind of
Phil Billy should have answered with "You're a piece of shit."
to kind of
to give proper placement for Logan. Logan is a Hall of Fame member of the foundation.
That's probably a good way. Yeah.
You know, to kind of dovetail off of that, like I know that there's been, especially lately during doing Halo Infinite Roads, like I'll join in the lobby and Zach will already be there. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's just the work night bad, me dead now." And it's just like he'll always ask, "Is like, are you good? Like you good for tonight still?" And my answer is always the same thing. It's like, just the first episode, I'll kind of get my bearing and then go. Because it's one of those things to where even though, like, yeah, I've already put in a whole day, I'm already tired, and we still have like an hour and a half at like midnight to go. It's still one of those things to where it's like I've said this plenty of times. Like I never joined the channel like wanting to make money. I mean, if it happens, sure, great,
Right.
That's awesome. But like I never did this thinking one day that I'd make money. It's just one of those things. It's an outlet for me, and I love every second of this.
Now you're 4 cents richer.
I am.
I think
4 cents.
I do want to say we have talked, the three of us have talked many times about how to make the channel better. I think we've even discussed going to like one game and making it the main thing, and we could probably get more subscribers out of that. I think one of the best parts about this channel that we've managed to keep is the fact that it's always fun for us, and it always makes us want to do it, and that helps. I mean, if we did just one game, it would feel like we were coming home from work to do work, you know. And I don't know, like even when I feel like I'm doing work, I don't feel like I'm doing work. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know if the guys would agree with me, but that's how I kind of take it.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, well, this has been a great show. I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. If you're down with that, Kev.
That's totally fine. I think
All
we've
right.
covered pretty much everything.
All right. All right, guys. First of all, I do want to one more time say thank you, PhilBilly330. Thank you, Kev Too Tall, for being here. Obviously, thanks to Neil for being my podcast host, but you had to be here anyway, man. So you were already contractually obligated. But thank you so much to the moderator, Kev Too Tall. I asked him 4 days ago if he wanted to do this. He said yes, and I appreciate it, man. There is nobody on this channel who could have done what you did tonight. Seriously.
Pleasure and an honor.
You are a living history of us, so thank you so much.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
This is the end of the show, and the shameless self-promotion comes with it. Let's do some plugs. Neil, anything special you want to plug this week?
You know what? I always plug Halo Infinite Road. I'm just gonna plug this here podcast. Actually,
Okay.
I know. It's plugging.
Just go back
something
and
that
listen
already
to it
exists.
again, you sons of bitches.
Back and listen to it again. Like, like this here's fun times. This, if you don't come to us for news and factual information, sometimes we get shit wrong. It's whatever.
Yeah,
It's just.
yeah.
It's just some dudes talking about games and stuff like that. And
Cats
honestly,
living together.
yeah, it's literally it's stupid running cake jokes. It's all of that, and that's what you're gonna get. So if you're down for it, listen to more of this.
And occasionally somebody will buy somebody else a pizza.
Oh my god! Speaking of,
That's not a pro. That's not a pro. I'm not giving you a pizza for that. That thing's garbage.
I owe you a pizza. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I didn't
owe
know.
you a
You just
pizza.
texted me the link. I'm like, does he want me to buy him a pizza? or does he not?
No, I owe you a pizza. That's definitely I owe you a pizza.
All right, we're doing the wrap up. We
We'll
can't do
get
the
into
pizza
this
breath now.
Next week,
We'll get into this
next week. Well, not next week actually. The next.
Oh,
podcast.
yeah. That's right. Neil will not be here next week. I don't know if I will be. We might actually take a week off for the first time ever. We might actually just take a week off. But if I do decide to do a podcast, it won't be with Neil. He is on vacation. Have fun on your vacation, sir.
Oh yes, I will be out of state, and I will enjoy every second of it.
Build Master General Phil Billy 330. You got anything special you want to plug, my friend?
The streams, like all the streams. I think that's what, at least for now, without a ton of games that I can get super in depth on builds and stuff, I've been enjoying doing that. So
Okay.
there you go.
I'm going to do a quick special couple of plugs. Number one, the Season 3 finale for Halo Infinite Road. Since Neil didn't, I've got to, since it's the season finale. Will be airing this Thursday. We finish up the third Halo game while bitching about it the entire time, as per se usual. Number two is OMGW bonus round. Our transitional special will be coming out the Monday after this podcast going up. Wait. Yes, the Monday after the podcast going up. Yeah, I was trying to count. Monday the night. It's July 19th. Whatever July 19th is, that's when it's going up. Super excited to do that. Super excited to see it up. Yeah. So please check that out. Please watch that. It's going to be the transitional show that'll set up the storyline for season 3. And I never put more work into a show. I'm actually going to have to tone it down for season 3 because it's not doable what I did in that. And then finally, I do want to just quickly say that it's finally happened. Prelude to Divorce is finally getting guest stars that aren't Neil and Kayla. And one of them is with us right now. Phil Billy 330 and his wife Jack is going to be on Prelude to Divorce with me and Melissa. We're going to play Mario Golf Super Rush. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And let me just give a prediction of that show now. Number one, everybody's going to be mad at me the whole time, and because they always are. Melissa's going to make sarcastic comments about the game itself constantly. Jack's going to beat us because she just wins everything all the time. And then Phil is going to just be screaming at the Switch the entire time because he's going to keep pressing the wrong buttons. I know this. I know this is what's going to happen. You'll also get a ton of chaos because there's going to be a 10-month-old baby there and our 5-month-old kid just running around. So it's gonna.
Yeah. By the way, that was another thing we never brought up is Stella.
Okay, that's true. We never brought up Stella. That's okay. Stella's show. Check out Stella's show. I'm doing a show with her. I think it's a lot of fun, and you guys seem to think it's a lot of fun too. So we're gonna keep playing games.
It has been enjoyable.
Yeah, she won't let me not do it now. Every time we go to play games, she's like, "Can this be a Stella show?" Like, it's ridiculous. So, all right, guys, that's the end of my incredible long rigmarole plugs. As usual, you can check us out on Facebook at OldManGamingTH, on Twitter at OldManGaming9. You can join our Discord. The link will be in the description below. You can influence this and all of our shows from there. As long as you keep watching them, we'll keep making them. Here's to another 100.
Hey.
All right.
Later, old man fan.
Going in.
Properly set up and recording.
Yeah, everything's recording. You guys are showing levels. All things are checked and rechecked. So we are good. We are good. This is not going to be one that we lose. At least not because of me.
the random fuck message is just like my favorite because I already know what's happened.
Yeah, when you just get a fuck. Fuck. Phil's gotten the same text.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
One time he just called me at work and he's like, "Hey, man,
I was
you
so
got a second to
sad.
talk?" I'm like, "Why?"
Sad little baby.
It's like, "You know how we recorded last night?" I'm like, "Oh, man."
Yeah, we didn't record anything last night. Actually, that time we had recorded all of our voices, but none of the game.
Yes.
Neil, do you play collectible card games?
Some kind of. I actually just got back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Somebody, no names, spilled my entire sorted collection out of the back of his vehicle.
I knew it was coming back. I know it's
Um,
coming back. I spend the
it's,
entire day helping you move.
No.
Driving back and forth, dealing with the linguine salad. And and what am I remembered for? The one time when I opened the car and your Yu-Gi-Oh cards go everywhere. God damn.
How could you disrespect a man's cardboard like that?
I felt so bad too. I was trying to pick him up real fast, and Kayla came over and saw it, and she was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "Don't tell him! Don't tell him!" And then I was like, "He's coming over, distract him." And she was like, "I don't know how to do that." I was like, "You're his wife. Distract him!" And then he came over and he was like, "Oh." I was lucky. He was tired. He was like, "It's fine. I had them sorted, but it's fine."
Neil, I know you're paying.